Hello students, in this class we'll see go to statement. What is go to statement? So first we'll see unconditional go to statement. Go to means simply what? Go to. You say somebody just go to that place, sit there, or go to that room and bring something, or go to there. The same way here also, go to statement instruct the flow of execution to any specific point. Means from wherever we want to execute our execution, we can give go to statement and that will let you go there. Now how? Let us learn this with the help of example. Here I have written the code, simple code. Look, I have pasted it. So first, let us learn it one by one. Line number one is rem. This is remark. This program is about unconditional go to statement. We have conditional also. We'll see this later. Then screen will be cleared with the CLS. Then a variable a is there whose value we are assigning 1. Means there is a variable a in computer's memory, in RAM, in main memory. There is a variable will be created and its value will be assigned 1. Then this is start. Now what is a start? Here is the main point. Start is not a keyword. Start is not a keyword. Start is in this case is called label. How label? What is label? Label is a point which go to uses. Like I said, no, go to that room, go to this and there. So this there or room, that room is that label where we want to send somebody. The same way here, start is that label. So is it this name is compulsory? No. You can give any name. You should take care that it should not be any keyword. You could write your name also or any name, anything. So the thing is, uh, you must not uh, get confused here. It's not a keyword. It's something that you can write. And this colon, look at the symbol colon. Okay, this colon, one semicolon is there, and the same key colon is also there. So if you'll press shift plus that key, then this colon will come. And if you'll simply press, then this particular symbol will come. This is known as semicolon. Colon is so you have to press or you have to keep there colon. That makes the things label. After putting a colon, this becomes a label. This is just the mark point, or this is just a label kind of thing. Hmm. Now here is the keyword print a. What does it do? You can watch in the previous video what the print command does. It simply prints the value of that variable a. What is the value of that variable? A is 1. 1 will be printed then. Then again we are doing what? A is equal to a plus 1. Now what we are doing with the a is a variable. Variable means which can vary, which can change. So right now, before the execution of this line number 6, the value of a is 1 in memory, and that was printed also. We will see this when it will execute. Now what I'm doing, a is equal to a plus 1. What does this mean? This particular line is very important. Not only here, it works. You will see this in the subsequent programs. All other programming language, this particular line of code has some specific meaning. So try to understand what it is doing. Very simple, yet very important. What we are doing, we are assigning new value of a, what? The existing value of a plus 1 means whatever the value of a is right now, which is 1 plus 1. Plus 1 means 1 plus 1 would become what? 2. So the new value of a will become 2. Now what will happen to 1? 1 get erased from memory. From that memory location, 1 is now erased, and now it has got a plus 1, that is a was 1 and plus 1 2. 2 is now the new value of a. So this is what happening here. Now what we have given, go to start. Now this is the major point. This is the important point. What we are saying, go to that room. As I said, start is a label. Now we are instructing go to start. Where is start? Start is in line number 4. Now what will happen? The flow of execution of program will go back to line number 4, means that label wherever it is, and then it will re-execute all the codes from there onwards. Means once it has already executed, it has printed the value of a as 1 and it has added the value 1 to the value of a and all. When it is instruction go to start, then it will go back to start and then it will print the value of a. What is the value of a? It is 2. Fine. Now it again will execute line number 6 also. Now 2 plus 1. What is the existing value of a? It's 2 right now. Plus 1, that is 3. Now 2 will be erased from memory and new value 3 will be located there, or 3 will be assigned to that variable a. Now again, when you will come to line number 7, what it will do? It will again go to start. It will again go back to start, which is at line number 4. Then again, it will print the value of a, which is now 3. And again, it will increment 1 to a, and now it will become 4. And then again, it will go to start. And this will keep on working. How long it will work? Let us see. Press F5 and see what happens. Look, you may say that you said that it will print 1 and then it will print 2, but it's printing something else. It's the number in millions. Now it will very soon become billion. Where is 1 and 2? So that depends on the speed of your computer. It has started with 1 and it's doing the calculation so fast that in just a few seconds it reached this much large amount. Just try to understand what I'm trying to say. Control break is used to stop this. Control break is the keyword in the keyboard, the key combination in the keyboard. For this kind of program, non-ending program and all, you just need to do this. Okay. So don't get confused that I said it will print 1 and then it will print 2 and then it will print 3 and then it will print 4 and like it will go on. But it is doing the same, but it's doing in such a fast speed, such a tremendous speed that by just printing F5 when the execution starts, it just suddenly reaches millions and billions. So if your computer is a little slow, this calculation will be a little slower. If it is more fast, then it will be faster. So control break can be only used now in this case. What if we want to stop after some time? Or what if you want to slow down the process? So although we have to learn this little later, but let me introduce this here. A for loop can be introduced as for a is equal to 1 to 1000. Next, I'm not going to tell you more about for loop. I'm just going to tell you I'm just inserting a for loop. Why I have used it? In this case, I have used this to slow down the process. How? Let us see. I have just written what? 1 to 10,000. Huh? Let us see any differences there or not in the speed. Earlier you have seen. Now see. Something went wrong, I think. Let me stop it. Oh, variable name I have written the wrong. A I had used for the calculation purpose, and here also I've given A. Write any other variable X. Now it will work nicely. Now see. See, little slow, not that slow, but little slow. Let me stop this. Just increase it. It is 10,000, 1 lakh. Let us give it. And see the difference in the speed. Now you can see the remarkable difference in the speed of calculation. You can make it even more slower. I'll tell you why I have written that for loop, why it is making it slow. It's 10 lakh now. Okay, let us see what its effect is going to be there in your program. Now see, oh, one crossed, one still it crossed. Look, dear students, this thing with that you're learning here, na, it is going to help you in your subsequent studies when you go to higher classes. And if you learn any other programming language, there also this thing will help you. 10 lakhs, one more zero, one more zero. Let us see its effect. Now see, one, two, three, four. Now it's continuing. Now you can see a remarkable difference. Now you could understand how it was working, and you know how long it will go. It is a non-ending kind of thing. It will never stop until you are switching off your computer or you are stopping it using a control break and all. So this is how the computer will keep counting. Hmm. This is counter. A is counting. A is equal to one means it's counting. Huh? So it's counting. You want to stop, you can press control pause or control break. So let us break it and try to understand how it became slow. Look, this is a loop. This is for loop. We'll learn more about this in the next class. Looping means rotating, revolving, or looping, doing the same thing again and again, again and again. So at this place, what I did, I set computer to count one to how much it is. It's around 1 crore. It's 1 crore time. It's looping. Before coming to this particular line, and it can go up, it is busy in looping, and the processor is busy in looping, and so therefore what is happening, the overall process is getting slow, so it's counting slowly. And as we'll increase the numbers, it will become slower because more number of time it will loop, and then it will reach this line, and then it will go back, and lesser number of zero means it's like making fast. Okay, let's reduce it, then it will be fast. Doing the same thing, you have also already seen the things happening in the slow motion, now it's in fast motion. So this was unconditional go to. Now we will see a conditional go to, where we'll use if condition, which we have learned in our last class. Please watch the video loaded there. So now we don't need if for loop, we can use it, but there's no need. If a is equal to 10, then not equal to, let us give here less than. If a is less than 10, as long as a will be less than 10, as long as this statement will be true, then it will go to start. Let us see the effect first. As long as it was less than 10 till line, it was working. When it reached 10, because 1 is getting added to a in every round, when it reached 10, this condition became false, so it didn't execute this line and it ended. Let us watch this in slow motion. For x is equal to 1 2, and next for loop is very interesting. We'll see this in next class, of course, in a proper way. But there's just, you can see this loop as an introduction. Look, it was fast. Let us make it more slow by increasing this number also. 9 times slower. The value of a will be 1, then it will become 2. It became more slow. Oh, very slow. I have done it. So let us stop it and let us uh, do something else. Press F5, then see what will happen. 1. It's still very slow. Let us fasten it with less number of zeros. Okay, let us start with 2. 1 2. Oh, this is getting out of the reach of the number. Okay, but there are other processes to slow down it. You have already seen it. You can experiment with it, and then you can find it out how to make it slow. And the other ways are also there to slow it down. But you have seen what I wanted to tell you. For x is equal to, look, there is a range of numbers over which a computer can work and all. So if I'm giving 2, it is becoming very large number to be easily handled by the system. Not the system, it's programming language, because of which it is not recognizing that in that way. But till this number, it is recognizing. We can slow down using here. You can do it, and in practical, you can do it and learn. So the major thing is what we are doing here. Conditionally, we are giving go to statement. If it is less than 10, then go to start. So we can make any kind of program. So give any label. Any label means, let us write apple. This is a label. Ah, uh, print anything. Now inside apple label. Anything you can give. Hi. Now mango. It's the name of label. Now inside mango label. Hello. First, let us run this program and see. Now inside apple label high, now inside mango label high. Label plays no role. It's just a mark point for the go to. Otherwise, it just flow. The execution flows like this. It will do this and then this and then this like this. Go to apple and see what will happen now. It's doing the same. Don't bother about what is happening. It's doing what? It's going to apple, printing now inside apple, then hi, then again it will print mango, and then hello, and then again going to apple. The thing that was happening in the last case with the numbers, now it's happening with the text. The same thing. The non-ending loop is happening here. We can also see this in a slow motion. Let us try this. These things we need to do in order to understand the things how they are happening. For x equals 1 to slow down and then press F5. Now you'll find that what it is actually doing. Remove 1, 0, press F5. The message is not responding to it properly. No matter, it's happening in my system. In your system, this may work nicely. So we could see like this also. Now, if you'll do go to apple, in place of that, go to mango, then what will happen? It will not go to apple, although it will write this first and then it will print inside mango, and like this it will do. Why have written apple and mango? Just to show you that any name you can write. Look, only it's writing mango level, no apple level, because it's not reaching apple because we have said it to go to mango only. So this is how I think you have understood the condition. Or you can do like this also. Enter 1 for apple, 2 for mango, and 1. Any number you can give. This we have learned. If n1 is equal to 1, then go to apple. If n1 is equal to 2, then go to mango. Okay. Now see how it will work. Press F5. 2 for mango, no, remember. Enter 1 for apple and 2 for mango. I'm pressing 2. Now it went to mango and then see what is happening here. Don't bother why this is happening. Try to understand. Let me just show you. When we pressed 2, it went to N1. The value of N1 became 2. Now if N2 is 2, then go to mango. It went to mango and it printed inside a mango, and then again go to mango is another mango, go to mango is there. Because of this go to mango, it's started looping down. So let us do one thing. Let us stop it and let us remove this and then see what will happen. Press F5. So programming can be learned this way only, okay? Doing experiments, learning by that. Press 2. Now see, now inside mango level, hello, and ended. Because after that, there is nothing. Press F5 again, close this, press F5. This time we'll press what? 1. So both the thing will happen. Why? Because after label, after doing this work, it encountered this and thus it also went into this because this is after this instruction is after this. So we can restrict it from entering mango by providing any label. How? Let us see. Begin. This is the label I have given. Here I'll do what? Go to begin. Now it will ask. And one more thing let us do. If study this program properly, if a program is 3, then go to last. But you may say, where is last? We have not seen last. We'll make this now. Last. Print any message. Exiting. And then end. Begin you do here also. Now you know what? Now this program is, watch the code properly, try to understand the codes, study it, and see how this program is elaborating itself. First you see how it is working and then one, it will, once again, something has happened. When I pressed 1, it went to Apple and then go to begin. Oh, begin should be here because when it was there, then N1's value was not changing. It was still 1 and so it went to Apple and again this looping was there. Right here begin and then see the difference. Now it will again ask the number because it's before that, no? 1. Apple and then enter 1 for Apple. It again went to begin. What has happened? See. 1 I entered, it went to N1. If N1 is equal to 1, then go to Apple, it went to Apple, then it printed inside Apple and all. And then when it go to begin, it went, then what happened? It's asking 1 to Apple and let us try 2. Now the value of N1 is 2. So this condition is matching. So it's went to mango and then it go to begin again and press 1 again, then again it will go to echo 2, then it will again go to mango 3, it will go to exiting, last level and exiting like this. So thank you dear students. I think this is enough to make you clear the point how the goto works unconditionally and conditionally. What's the role of if condition, how we can slow down the process by giving a nil loop, and how we can use the labels in order to make such an interesting program. So enough for today. Thank you.